Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kyra here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, that'd be fun. I'm fixing the fusion event. I'm making the correct fusion to get would be Catacomb Councilor. So we're going to be doing this. This is part one of this little mini series I wanted to do. Spoke in a previous video how much I think these characters, like the epics and some of the rares, are better than the current fusion. And so I wanted to really highlight that. Like I talked about it, but now let me show you. So this is going to be the first part of that. And then the next one is going to be Umbrella Enchantress. I'm going to talk about her. I think she's very good as well. I just need to finish gearing her out. I really think this is a good opportunity for a lot of low spending free-to-play players to take advantage of some of the really good characters that they're giving in this event just as an epic or as a rare character. And with that, let's get into the video. Let's go over his kit. Mainly it's this move here, which is teams up with 3 random allies to attack a single enemy. The allies joining the attack will use their default skills. So this is a move that 2 legendaries have. They have better. So if you have the legendary versions of this type of move, then I would obviously recommend using that. And then the 2 versions of them that are legendary that have this ability are going to be Longbeard here, which is attacks one enemy with 4 allies, increases the damage inflicted by 20%. So you get 4 allies, and then also you get the damage increase of 20%. And then also there is Lenicus the Chosen here. I think this is the best one out of all of them. Even though Longbeard's very good, this one I think is better because she teams up with 3 random allies to attack a single enemy. The allies joining the attack will use their default skills, fills the turn meter of all allies by 30%, and increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn. A very, very good ability. And then also she has a pretty solid kit around that. But that's why I like her a little bit more. But both of them are great characters. And this ally team attack is something I've been wanting for quite a while, which I haven't been able to get until this fusion event here. And reason why I like it is because in Arena, Rhodos is a problem. You need a multi-hit to kill him. But a lot of the previous meta characters for Arena were single target, like AoE nukers, like for example, Skull Crown, Ethos, like stuff like that, AoE nukers. And so what people have been doing to counteract it is like the meta has turned to a lot of single target, ignore defense, multi-hitters. So for example, here, let's go here to see how a lot of these, Holy is a multi-hit. See how this right here, Longbeard and then double Skullcrown. I'll get into why I like that here in a second. Then obviously Rhodos is going to be a big staple of it. And then we also have Trunda. She's a multi-hitter that does AoE. So all these characters have built-in multi-hit, and then that's pretty much what the meta has come to. Obviously I'd be using Trunda if I had her, but an AoE with multi-hit is very important nowadays because of people like Rhodos, where when he takes 50% of his health, he's going to guarantee to go, or he can only take 50% of his health. And then when he does, he goes in one move. So if you hit him multiple times, it'll just kill him. So that's why I like characters that are these that have multi-hit to make sure you don't have to worry about it. The reason why I like AoE attack is you get best of both worlds. You get to keep the characters that have the massive AoE damage moves, but then you also get to turn them into multi-hitters by having them all charge into a Rhodos, for example. That's why I like team attack moves, and it's very accessible with this fusion here. And so that's why I was really excited to build them out and use them in Arena. And then also, I think because he's so accessible and so good in other areas in dungeons and stuff, plus Arena, it doesn't really matter who you put around him. Like if you have rares around him, if you have really nice, like really high end legendaries or stuff like Skull Crown around him, he's always good to just throw in your team. So that's why I think good to recommend for a lot of the player base. I've noticed in the comments when I talked about why I thought this was the best fusion, I noticed a lot of comments saying, hey, I was pretty discouraged about this fusion event. I thought it was really hard. But then when you put it in this perspective of that these characters are good, then it reframes how people think about the event, and they might actually just go for the things that are actually good and just screw getting the actual legendary when you can get really good epics for this event. And then hopefully the next legendary is actually, good versus someone, like I think this is a little unfair, but this is what people think of him. So, I think he's very niche, but he's better than that. I want to go over his masteries, how I gear him, stuff like that. But I did want to bring a a little history onto why I think Team Attack is good, why I think he's good, the fact that he's so accessible. It's very cool. Okay, so how I gear him is very specific to arena only. This is just the fastest 4-piece set of immunity I have, plus speed, obvious. It's a very simple, probably accuracy does not matter on him. It just so happened to be this is the piece of gear I had. The only thing that really matters is as much survivability and as much speed as possible. It doesn't really hit that hard, so it doesn't really matter. There, literally the only thing that matters is just trying to have your speed booster go. So in my case, it's going to be Arbiter here, and then I want him to go next. Uses his A3, charges in, and hopefully kill enough people, and the match is essentially over. And then for Mastery's a little tough. I was thinking maybe taking him and other things to see how I wanted to test his damage. Really doesn't matter. You can try that. You can go here with it. You can go maybe like time the intervention. Maybe you can even go bulwark, for example. I think all of them are good options. I do like the counter attack here, especially in arena. He doesn't really have a heal. Maybe you can go, up here in this tree for Laura Steele to get even more speed out of him through that. You can also, like that whole bunch of options. Doesn't really gain anything from lasting gifts, from sniper, or from master hexer. So it's like there's really not that many options when it comes to master. You could just not even master him. You just just get like halfway and just call it. He's really not that impacted by him. He heals based on how much damage he does. And he also has this, 50% chance of placing a 25% increased attack buff on this champion, which is useless. The only thing that matters is he's just bringing in people to attack. And then what really matters is going to be how you gear the people around him, and then which characters you choose, and then also who you pick with your move, because that's going to really vary based on the characters you choose in arena. A couple ideal team comps with him. You could, I would say, if you have them, just really good AoE damage characters with a really hard-hitting AoE on their A1. I would say that's probably their best pairing. I see a lot of, ideally, I haven't leveled Sinesha up yet, but I have a Skull Crown. If you went Skull Crown Sinesha, that'd be a great combo there. And then the cool thing about having a character like this that's bringing them all into attack, what you can do is you could either still load them up with speed if you want to make sure they go again, or what you can do is just set them up with as much attack percentage, crit damage as possible. And so then when you actually do this move, it's just this massive nuke that kills as much as possible. And then if one or two end up surviving, it's not that big of a deal because you killed all the threats. That's kind of the strategy I've been going with. You can also pair them up. I like pairing them up with a single target damage dealer. So in my case, Gala, if I really want to make sure someone dies. So I would have Skull Crown, the Skull Crown plus Gala. I like that combo there. If you had better single target damage dealers, like obviously Rhodos would still be a good character to pair this person up with. So you get the AoE damage out of Skull Crown, you get the single target damage out of Rhodos. And then when they actually end up going, they already have one person dead, and then they can clean up from there. Let's just show it off. Go in arena, for example. Okay, that's a freebie. Here's an example of one, and then also this will highlight why I like immunity gear. So I have immunity gear on these two. Ideally, I would have immunity gear here as well, but screw it. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to boost in. We're going to boost in, and then we're going to hope we're going to use this. Ideally, this would be immunity gear as well. Normally, I don't have that, but for example, let's just try to kill Rhodos. Let's just use this as an example to kill Rhodos, even though this is not ideal. And so now what you can do, now that we've gotten that out of the way, what we can do is go here. So now he's dead. And then we can try to one-shot this chick, because we're going to need to if we're actually going to win this. And just imagine if they were all in immunity. Hey, we did it. Did it? It took forever. Okay. So here, let's see if I can find a better example. Here'd be an example. What we're going to do here is, normally it's tough to kill her, especially without a defense down or something like that. It's tough to just kill this person straight off the bat. What we're going to do here is, try to show the power of this combination here to just one-shot her. And so what we were able to do here with that is now we can use that extra damage to then now finish off the rest of the team. So we were getting lucky with the counterattacks there, but I think that's the good showcase. But then what you can also do here is then instead of having a single target damage dealer, like I really like her because not only are you going to be getting a team wide attack in, then you can clean up with multiple hits. So then, for example, like here's an example of one. Let's see if we can just kill one straight up. So we're gonna try to kill the Gorger up here straight up because we want to get rid of the speed up. So we're gonna kill him for the speed up. And then since we keep the boost and then they didn't get the boost, what we're gonna do is since this person can res, we're gonna one shot him, and then we're also going to one shot the Rosh card. So then now the game's over. So then that would be kind of yes, we didn't kill them all, but when you pair them up with characters that work with this, it's a really nice combo because we killed one and then we were able to go from there. Here's another example of a Rhodos. So like what I would like to do is Gala is a really good counter to Rhodos in my opinion. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the team wide attack to be able to burn through his passive. And then we got lucky with being able to just through the AoE of only a Full Crown auto, we were able to kill Apothecary. But then what we can do is then we can use the extra turn from Gala to then clean up the rest of the team, which is a fantastic way of making sure everyone dies. And then so you're getting best of both worlds. You're getting a AoE damage, you're getting multi hits out of multiple places, and then you're also being able to take advantage of a character that ignores defense to be able to clean up the rest of the team. So I like this team-wide attack. It's great. And so what we're going to do here is we're just going to go kill this guy because he's the one that reses, and then we just clean up the other squishy character. So I think it's a really cool way to take advantage of the fusion event. So here's another example. We're going to just go straight for the Duchess. And then they just all die. We're going to kill him because he's probably the bigger threat. And then we're going to go for the massive overkill crit on him. And then here, what's another example? Or Hedgie is another reason why I like immunity gear is because you know for sure, like, yes, I might not get my attack boost with Arbiter, but I know for sure I can rely on Gala and Catacomb Councilor to be able to do their moves. So he's going to do his thing. And then he also gets, the passive. Luckily, we got 2 passives procced. Unfortunately, we got this blocking out him. But they got rezzed. We're going to go, and then we're probably going to kill one of these people. We're probably just going to kill Gorger up here just to close it out. And we'll probably do a lot of damage to everyone else because these type of teams are very squishy. And then go in and clean it up. And so this would work against, even better teams as well. It just so happens that this is probably like a relatively easy version of a hegemon team, but I think the concept is more important than actually how strong this particular team was. So many more options being able to use this, and I still think it would be viable to run this particular strat with those characters. It's just these are the characters I have to work with. I had him in this team. This team ended up working even though the Bellower kind of died. The whole point was to show off like getting more autos with like Bellower and stuff, but Bellower ended up just dying him almost immediately. I think that would be a good combination, like him with a tank Bellower. I think that would probably be a better way to do it, to where you're taking advantage of his, he has block cooldown skills, he has decreased speed, he has decreased attack. So then now and then also if you throw him in like a stun set, then not only stun set or taunt set, however you want to do it, I would probably prefer the taunt set or the stun set the most, but you would be getting a lot more proc potential with that. And then ideally someone in like your leadership spot or whoever you want to tank would be the one to do it. You can probably manipulate the affinities. That would probably be the best way if you had some kind of green affinity character to be like an off affinity tank, maybe if you're struggling with survivability and don't have a reser. But that's kind of what I was thinking here. But then I was like, screw it, let's just do actual like some of my good characters, and you can kind of see specifically just how good it can be when you have better characters later on. So let's go. I definitely want to get Kymar in here. Let's get If I want to get Skull Crown, what's it go? Okay, we'll go Royal Guard. Royal Guard lead, and then we'll throw a couple AoE characters. We'll throw a Venus in here because her A1's good, and then also obviously the defense and weekend. And then let's get 2 AoE characters in Kymar and Skull Crown. So here, I think this would probably be a good highlight. Hopefully I got all my speeds correct to highlight this. So he's going to go first. We end up just popping off. And so what's cool about this too is the AI is smart. If there's only one character, he won't actually just do the move. And then now we go again. Everyone pops off. Get multiple AoEs. Hopefully we kill him quickly. And then now we're going again. And then hopefully it doesn't do too much damage and just kill us. But, I think this is actually working out pretty well. Okay, good. We got an AoE and avoided the stun. Let's see if we can survive and do enough damage. Okay, we're like right there. All right, here we go. So that's one of my better runs there, less than a minute with that unoptimized version of the comp. I think that's actually really cool. Okay, so what I wanted to highlight was the double turn meter reduction. Plus, we have the AoE. So for this character here, we have the AoE. We have the ignore defense, which is good against the boss. And then we also has a fully depletes turn meter. So we have multiple ways of doing it. The benefit of having Catacomb is it's going to give us another. So we have a 2-hit, and a 4-hit, and then a 1-hit. And then he's a 1-hit, but he has a 3-hit on his A2, and he's going to be giving us a more consistent way of proccing the shield because he's going to have us all go in. So hopefully between the 2 characters that have turn meter reduction, we'll get that, and we can get a loop going and get some good damage. It's really going to be dependent on how well the order goes, but that's just kind of hard to tell without just trying it out and just seeing it. So then we're getting the AoE damage multiple times because we have the AoE, like the team attack, and we have just her normal basic auto attack that comes through. Big thing too is that we have Venus making sure she's going first, so we're getting the defense and weaken as much as possible. And then keeping an arbiter here because I really want to see the double turn meter reduction work out. If you don't have arbiter, there's not going to be an option as good as her, but Gorgorab, there's a couple rares that give revive abilities that I would replace her for until you probably have to focus more on survivability instead of damage. Obviously, Venus is very hard to replace. You would want just a normal defense down character like Stagnant would be fantastic for this. So I want to say main thing is having these multiple rares in here would be kind of fun to try out. Also, it might be worth doing Steel Bower as a tank instead of as a damage dealer. Probably be a good way to make sure she survives. Okay, so we got the turn meter reduction there, and then hopefully before he gets up going, Coldheart will do hers. Boom, there we go. We got double turn meter reduction. Unfortunately, didn't have the defense down during both of that, but it's definitely bought us a lot of time to start to stack up a lot of damage, and then hopefully get that move back. Oh, and then she got it back. So these two, so it might be good enough for a lock. And we got the ignore defense actually hits decently hard, and then it actually ended up blocking that. So you could theoretically get a lock between Soul Bond and Coldheart, which I think is pretty cool because they're both rares. But yes, got a lot of support. Mainly got support from like the damage portion here. But if you get the lock, it doesn't matter about the damage. All that matters is the having a character that can do defense down. The big one would be like an arbiter replacement. Also, but I do think this highlighted Catacomb in the sense that it clears out the way to give yourself as much opportunity as possible to, because you're making all these characters attack, so it clears out the shield faster. So I think without something like this, it's going to be a lot harder to replicate that, because he's giving a move that's essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 hits just in one move. So I think that is kind of a cool way of highlighting Catacomb Councilor. Mainly, I wanted to show him in other dungeons. I don't particularly use him in. I did get a pleasant surprise about using him in Dragon. I was surprised at how fast he was able to clear with those style characters. So I think that's really cool. In Arena, I think that was my main focus on why I really like him. And that's what I wanted to really highlight on first. But then finding some kind of budget style builds, or at least if I didn't show the budget build, at least it's that you see the concept. And so then you can apply that to whatever characters you have, even if I'm using these kind of overpowered characters. So hopefully that helps, guys. If you like content like this, be sure to subscribe. Really helps with the channel. And you guys have a good one. Peace.